Today I'm going to share with you techniques I use in my life to get a lot of things done effectively, and how I manage to stay hyper-focused 8 hours a day, and also how to stay motivated for the whole year so you're going to have one of the most productive year in your life. So if you want to get a lot more things done in your life, keep watching this video. So today, given how easy it is to access the internet and all these different distractions in life, it's really difficult to stay focused and get things done. All right, let me reply the email. Oh, cats. So if you haven't watched my previous video I listed right here, you can take a look where I talked about how I prioritize my work very effectively every day, so I know which are the most important things I should get done first. Now, once we know how to prioritize, the next big question is, well, how do we make sure we're focused so we can get those important things done for the day? Well, I'm going to share with you a technique that I've been using for the last 5 years as I'm building my business. Got me from someone basically is like a hamster with ADHD and I can't stay focused to get one thing done a day, to getting my whole to-do list done every single day right now. And this is a very well-known technique called the Pomodoro Technique, invented by Francesca Cirella. So the philosophy of this technique is basically every single task that we have to do can actually be broken into smaller chunks. And instead of doing one big task in one sitting, we should focus on completing one small piece at a time and then take a break and then focus on the next piece. So to make this work, you can use an old school timer, or you can use your own phone with a timer setting to make this work. There are 5 steps you should follow. So the first step is pick out the task that you want to do. And the second step is set a timer of 25 minutes. Then you will begin on the task you picked and focus for the next 25 minutes. When the time is up, you would take a break for 5 minutes. And I'll recommend here you get up from where you're working and move yourself to another place for the next 5 minutes. After that, you'll return to work and repeat the step number 2. And after 4 cycles of these 25 minutes interval, you would take a longer break of 20 minutes. Now, by here, if you're working in an office, you might tell me, Jackie, I actually can't focus for 25 minutes because there are people walking around and talking to me all the time. So if someone is distracting you within the 25 minutes, you can use something called the inform, negotiate, and call back technique. Basically, what you're doing here is inform that you can't talk right now and negotiate a later time in the day where you can speak with them. And when the time is right, call them back to see what they need from you. So when I use this, 4 intervals is what I call one cycle. 25 minutes plus the mini breaks will take up about 2 hours. So for me, how I do this is I'll do my meditation and all my planning first. Then at 9 o'clock, I will start working. When I do one cycle, it will be about 11 o'clock. Then I'll have an early lunch of 30 minutes. I'll get back to work and start my next cycle of 2 hours. And by then, if I'm using my CEO priority list, I would have finished my top 3 tasks already, leaving me still a lot of time in my day to focus on other important but not urgent things that could help me grow in the future. Now, this technique is actually meant to be a guideline or a tool only. You don't actually have to follow it exactly. You should modify it to your own liking. So for example, on the days I have to meet clients, I can't do a 25 minutes interval. So for those days, I might modify it to a 60-minute interval, and then I'll take a longer break of 20 minutes and then go back to the next meeting. So for you, make sure you change it to fit your own work style. Okay, so we just learned a technique how we can stay focused throughout the day to get a lot of things done. But there might come a time where your energy drop or something doesn't go as smooth in life and you just feel like giving up. How do we make sure we stay motivated so we can wake up energized and actually get excited to get out of bed? Well, this is another technique that I use for myself, and it's called future anchoring. So the problem I had before when I started building my business, I would wake up and my focus would be getting through the day. And when I only look at what's in front of me, I felt very exhausting very fast. Because let's be honest, when you start your own business, no one's going to tell you what to do. Whether you work or you don't work, no one's going to care, no one's going to pay attention to you. So when I was in this mode, what I was doing is just pushing myself to work, forcing myself to work every day. And if I have some free time, then I will take my wife, which is my girlfriend back then, to a trip, right? To try to relax. And that creates even more problem for me because while I'm on vacation, it's so relaxing. I start to dread the feeling of going back to work and handling all those tasks again every day. So what changed for me was I changed my priority of planning my life by first setting up something in the future that I would enjoy and anchor my attention to that first. So let me share with you the general steps I take. So number one is if you have a partner or spouse or family member or friends you really enjoy being with, write all their names down first. Number two is set an event in the future which will include them. So most of the time it might be going on a short trip or a long vacation. And number three, when you make a to-do list every day, write that big event on the side as a reminder. So if you're using the CEO priority list, you will simply add a column at the end to write your major big events for the year. And number four is 5 minutes before you work every day and 5 minutes before you sleep every day, go online and do some research about the trip you just set for yourself and share those findings with the people you're going with. So for example, last year in the beginning of the year, I preset to go with my wife to Miami in June and also take our whole family to Alaska in August. And every day I just spend a little time of researching about Miami and Alaska and just sending them pictures to our family so they would get excited as well. And when I see them excited, I get motivated to work because I know why I'm working. Now I'm going to give you a bonus here. This is something my wife did I really like. So she's studying for her yoga instructor course right now and it's going to take her 200 hours to finish. She made a collage with our picture and the family's pictures on it, so she can stay motivated when she's working. So if you have a planner and you're okay with putting things on the cover, so every time you open it, you will be reminded why you're working every day. Now, if your biggest issue right now is not about focus or motivation, but to find your direction in life first, I would recommend you check out my video on this side where I share with you the 5 steps I took to find my own direction and regain my momentum in life. And if you haven't checked out the part 1 of this video to prioritize your task effectively, make sure you check out the video on this side. Alright, this is Jackie Ko. I hope you found this interesting. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!